ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have now presented to you the Faulkner Files number 4. Is the multifaceted man, is he appreciated? I like to give it a sting. Happy birthday to my official, unofficial, and official co-host. Woo! To the angry black man, fellow Baltimore and AVM. Happy birthday, man. Happy 45. Woo! Your ACP year. Woo! We gotta give you the Grand Region Thrag happy birthday salute. So everybody give ABM your dearest and most sincere happy birthday. Today's his birthday. We got that Negro named Namer. We got Rel in this joint. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a party. It's kind of funny when we talk about the multifaceted man, especially when it comes to black men. We're not allowed to be something other than stereotypical. We're not allowed to be anything but the thug, the nerd, or the lame. You can't cross. You can't cross section any of this shit. By the way, nothing can be crossed in the eyes of the community. Okay. You can't buy. You can't be multifaceted. You can't be smart and also strong. You can't be fast. You can't be anything but a box. And I think that's what destroys this community so heartedly. What do you think about that? Do you think the multifaceted man chat is actually appreciated? I think one of the biggest crimes is that we tell everybody to be smart, but nobody ever supports that. Nobody ever upholds that. Nobody puts that up on a pedestal. No one ever does that. No one puts them. Nobody puts the multifaceted man. He might like sports. He likes comics. He might like word puzzles. You never know. I think for one, we failed the community for not upholding these intelligent people. Then we're always crying about not having enough not having enough leaders. Well, you put down your leaders greatly. We give more support to dudes, literally, and I do mean literally coming out of prison than graduating college. We give more salute to people on the streets than people in the service. I'm going to tell you this, folks. Being multifaceted as it comes to our people is a crime. It's something to be sneered, jeered, but never revered. You should never be revered. You can't be, talented in various subject matters, especially compared to insert race of man here. If a white guy gets to be a man, you will forever be a boy in the eyes of the community, both male and female. Both male and female. So, we tell these untruth things, we tell these lies to our sons and daughters about getting good grades in school, but not a goddamn person rewards you for them. A person never says, we're going to put up a scholarship for your education, but we'll put a GoFundMe up for debauchery. Why is that? Louis Collier, salute to the birthday boy ABM. Why is it that we'll put more fundamental shit on burying or even, what's the word, bailing our sons and daughters out, but we won't cultivate them with studies? You can't be looked as more than. Being less than is a crime. You can never follow your dreams, especially if your dreams do not benefit others. If your dreams benefit others, be damned. Be damned. I want you to think about that. Anytime a twinkling of brilliance is ever conducted in the black community, the first motherfuckers to shun it are who? At least what you could say about white society, if you have great intelligence in a certain subject, they will pay bottom dollar to cultivate that motherfucker for you. I'm gonna tell you this. Has the United Negro Fund become a joke? Has has all these institutions of greatness that are supposed to be for black people, are they really something that we can hold our heads up high? Or was it a joke, a lie, some unreasonable subterfuge? Which one was it? What's actually funny is that when you're supposed to cultivate these children, we tend to start on the bus late. It's like trying to learn how to talk at 12. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Excuse me. For some odd reason, we're trying to make lemonades and lemon meringue pie out of goddamn grapes. When you grow up, nobody wants to tell you the truth about being multifaceted. That you may or may not be liked. Damn sure not favored. Especially when you know more than your contemporaries. Especially when you know more than your contemporaries. God knows it. Especially when you become valuable, when you develop a network. You don't like to talk about that shit, huh? People don't like to talk about that because, in our community, any black man will do. There's no gravitas that he can have that will outrank me. There's no gravitas that he'll outrank me. And we do this to our own people a lot. I'm glad, Neighbor, you brought up Steve Urkel because Steve Urkel kind of solidified what I'm talking about. Steve Urkel is somebody the black community needs but constantly rejects. Make sense of that. If you're not like fucking Billy D. Williams cool, nobody gives a fuck about you. Coolness often refers to the culture and environment. But worldwide, black people are going to be expressed to being the coolest people on earth. I get it. That being said, let's look at Steve Urkel, who was making some futuristic shit. Something that black people could put a name to claim. If he was doing things that challenged the very laws of quantum physics, biology, chemistry, and the funniest part about it was if you looked at if you looked at the show, once Steve got a better looking chick and prioritized himself, what happened? Laura became the one who chased. When you start recognizing your value Everything changes. He didn't impress his own. Think about it, right? He didn't impress people because he was totally above them intellectually. When he found his peer group, he was revered. I think that's most important to a lot of people. When he found his peer group, he was very revered. He was respected. That goes back to the saying, "Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated." Too many people want to be celebrated by people who tolerate them. I can't stand them, but you only keep me around for your own selfish little reasons. Well, that's great. This is why brothers have to tolerate themselves, love themselves. But what's the first thing the world tells you? You got to be the sacrificial goddamn lamb. Stop being the sacrificial lamb and invest in yourself. We got guys here of multiple backgrounds, of multiple interests, multiple levels of intelligence. And what happens? You don't even appreciate your abilities. You don't even appreciate your abilities, your talent, your time, your effort. And then you're going to ask people who don't even understand you, who don't want you around, to love and care about you. That's sucker shit. That is sucker shit. Sorry. I'll tell anybody. Don't be a sucker for nobody. Be a sucker for your goddamn self. Why not to their own self be true? To their own self be true. That's all you got to do. True to your damn self. People legitimately hate that shit. When you actually have a limit, some borders, some barriers, some areas you cannot cross, people hate that. Why do they hate it? Because they can't use you anymore. Once you don't put yourself in a position of being used, the world hates you. Once you put yourself in a position of stop being used, there's a difference between being used and utilized. Once you stop putting yourself to be used like a dog, the world hates you. You're not cool anymore. You're not likable like you used to be, especially when you're trying to change for the better. Especially when you're trying to change for the better. When you study certain things, you can study religion, baseball, how to cook. Once you start packing on skills, and you tell people no, you will not use me. You will pay full price as everybody else with a return on investment first. That's when you become not loved. This is not just about mating and dating. This could be some of your friends, your family, your job, your occupation, your coworkers. Could be your children, could be your spouse, members of your family. I want you to really think about that shit. There are people coming right out the gate to literally, and I mean literally, see what they could get from you without putting up a goddamn dime. But what happens after that? Like, share, subscribe, donate if you're feeling kind. What happens after that? During those times of need, guess what you're gonna have to do? What's up, Bucket? Snowman? You're gonna have to learn to be your own best friend again. You're gonna have to learn to be your own best friend again until you find like-minded individuals. Unless you have some A1 day ones who love and accept you for who the fuck you are. But a lot of people need to find out being your best friend again means something. Hmm. My man got the first Hokage up there. And a lot of times, the multifaceted man, while getting his information, his knowledge, his learning, his skills up, is going to oftentimes take that fucking road alone. And that's what's frightening to a lot of men, being alone. We got to convince ourselves and say to ourselves, Being alone is not always that bad. Sometimes we need to actually appreciate that shit. Namer said, as Dr. John Henry Clark explained, the first and sometimes only friend a man has is in the mirror. Of course. It's like I remember watching Highlander back in the 90s, and he was teaching, I think, Richie or another immortal how to fight and survive. Like, keep your sword close to you. It might be the only friend you ever have. I want you to think about that. A lot of us have lived very lonely lives until recently, for some of us, of traveling, getting knowledge, and being interested in many things alone. And what happens? We forget that the most important person we have to help in life is ourselves. But what about my kids? You're 6 feet deep, you ain't helping nobody. If you're in bad health, you become a liability to yourself and your kids. How about them apples? I want you to think about that. The more you don't process and put yourself into what? A proper standby, a proper mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual frame. What good are you to anyone else? There's things that you're going to learn is that you, as the man, are the glue. You're the adhesant, okay? You're the glue, the little sticky shit. If you're not there, everything falls apart. Look at the black community. They didn't want the men to lead. Look how it's falling the fuck apart. That's why they're calling you to come back here. You got guys who like hip hop but love anime. But guess what? How many of them motherfuckers are partying, living their best lives? How many times you seen videos of black people, black men especially, living their best lives, gaming, exercising, If he works out too much, if he's in great shape, oh, he's stuck with himself. If he plays the game and he's good at it, he's a loser. If he's smart, he thinks he knows everything. At some point, we're going to have to utilize those scathing words as fuel to the fire. You goddamn right, I know too damn much. Sorry for your damn luck. Now, that multifaceted man must also learn that everybody's not going to always like him and live with that. You're going to have to be proud of that. You're going to take heed. The world may not even give a fuck about you, but you should always be okay with yourself. You should develop skin so strong against anybody's shaming tactics that you're damn near bulletproof. That is what the case of the multifaceted man is. What about a hood dude who likes who likes wrestling? I know a few do, both collegiate, world and Olympic, and professional wrestling. I know hood dudes who like mixed martial arts and actually trained in them. I know hood dudes who do calligraphy. I know hood dudes who draw. I know suburban kids that can fight with the best of them. I know suburban kids that get good grades as long as the hood kids. And when you go to conventions, you notice that everybody gets to be the same. That's the beautiful thing about conventions like BlairCon. You got the hood dude who changed his life around from being locked up for a year or two with a guy who's a goddamn lawyer and they're dressed as the same character. See, gone are the days where you could push around a Steve Urkel because guess what? Like Big Mo said, a lot of Blairs do MMA and will fuck you up 3 ways to Sunday. And last time I checked, today is Sunday. What's up, Little Rock? What's up, Big Mo? But the most important message to get across is that multifaceted man needs to believe in himself first. Sometimes we got to write things down. Sometimes we got to memorize. You got to believe in what you got to do. Oh, you shouldn't join no law enforcement agents. Are these the same niggas that don't have a job? Oh, you shouldn't. You should worry about. Why should I worry about the person who said it can't be done while you're actually doing it right now? See how useless it is? I want you to realize that. Sometimes it might be your own damn family. Man, you ain't gonna do that shit. Man, you might as well work down at the hall with me. First and foremost, who gave you permission to dictate my future? Who gave you permission to make a status quo of my destiny? These are the same people who can't get off their ass to get on their feet. Yeah, this is a white man's military. But yet, the reason why they're telling you this shit because the one person that always loves company is gonna be misery. If I can't make it, nobody gonna make it. Ooh. Go into that military if it changes your life, if it gives you benefits that you won't even see for the next 15, 20 years. Why not? What are you doing? What are you doing? A lot of people now in their 40s and 50s lost hope, even into your 40s or 50s. Do something. Do something out of it. Get something out of life. I mean, you're going to wait. Think about it. You got guys who are doing anime stuff right now. I'm looking at three brothers, and they DJ around the world. What happened if they were around negative people? Man, that shit never work. They wouldn't get booked. They wouldn't be featured. What happens with that? Right now, we go to my YouTube page right now. This is just me trying to escape. Just trying to escape the algorithm. Just a few shorts that I put around a couple of days ago. One's at 14,000. One short that I put up, this came about 5 days ago, 57,000. But yet, I could get 12 people live with now 6.6 thousand. Most people say, oh, you bought your subscribers. No, I didn't. Not even close. But guess what? I'm not going to let shit stop me. Another video, 23,000. 11,000. And this is just within the same few days, 3, 4 days. So there's talent here. There's motion here. What are you going to do with yours? What talent do you display? What gets you up? What motivates you? How are you going to react to the dangers, disappointments, defeats? We don't want to talk about that, do we? Why is it that we're so quick to give up on people, on our own dreams, but we're so quick to help everybody on theirs? That's a good damn question. Why are you so quick to give up on your dreams, but to help everybody else on theirs? Especially you, black man. I want you to think about that. Why are you giving up on your dreams to help somebody with their shit? And that same person is never going to help you with your shit. Come on, black man, answer up. What are you dreaming about? I want you to think about this. Why are you giving up on yourself when you should be your biggest cheerleader? Multifaceted man, especially black. I want you to go reach back at your bag of greatness and say to yourself, I gotta be rude to hurt you. I tell anybody, you need to get yourself back in the game. You can caretake. You can be a caretaker, but you got to take care of yourself. Who's going to take care of you if you're taking care of everybody else? Who's coming to your rescue, Superman? Life's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Everybody's going to guilt you into helping them, but when it comes to you doing it, where do we stand? I know where you all fall. You fall putting everybody else above you. If you can't handle it, why try to handle it? We don't get too many second chances. That's why we usually got to make the best out of the first. Why do you think I tell some of you, look, get your education and get your trades, get your training in. Develop a system where you can make a book bag with first aid kits. Get a little trolley wagon, especially if you're going to the beach, especially if you're going out places that you might chill for a minute, get some nice sun breeze like I do when I'm at the harbor. Get you stuff that's very feasible and can help you move easily. Nobody wants to do the feasible. You're supposed to do the incredible. Why not? You got to be the caretaker, then guess what? Take care of yourself first. Prove that to me. Prove how much you like yourself. That's all. That's all. Oh, that's what we're here for. He says, thank you for your vital information and knowledge, Charles. I didn't grow up with many male figures, so being a man is a challenge, and it's embarrassing to say that. No, it's not embarrassing, it's strength. Asking questions about things you don't know, it shows strength. It shows strength of character than you going out there full of bravado and arrogance and not knowing a damn thing, and then you're fucking it all up. Ask me how I know. I'm not afraid to ask a stupid question because I don't want to look stupid. I will ask that same question 15 times again because I want to be able to get it right. So that's what the space is for. The space is for each one to teach one. There may be some things you know that I don't. Never be embarrassed for getting knowledge. You got to realize something. Everybody's not going to be strong in everything. We're taught that bullshit. You got to be great in everything. You should get a general understanding as much as you can, but there's some things somebody might be better. Just the way the world is. There's many different times that we should read a book. Matter of fact, here's a good book for y'all to read. It's called SWAT Battle Tactics by Pat Cassio and John McSweeney. How to organize, train, equip a SWAT team for law enforcement or self defense. It's a really good book. It's not that long of a book, but it's really good information. Really good information. Trust me, I'm going to give it a reread myself. And I like to get that. So, here's the book. You probably find it on Amazon. And I suggest a lot of you Negroes not only get the book, but also get the Audible, especially if you're on jobs where you gotta be on the go. Because I think it's ultra learning when you read it and hear it, and it sticks with you longer. Hey, BGS ain't the only one who's gonna put the books for you. Who's gonna refer books to you. Not a big book, probably about 150 pages, 114, 150, about 122 pages. By the way, I think some of us who live in states like Maryland, Virginia, need another coalition of talking about your handgun rights because they're trying to ban Glocks or Glock-like or handguns that could easily be transformed to machine guns, which is bullshit. So, anybody got any questions? Because we could talk about being multifaceted, open panel. Anybody got anything? Here's the link. Yeah, fuck Maryland, man. Because hurry up and get your Glocks now, man. Hurry up and get your Glocks now. This joke that we have as a governor, man. Well, my grandfather got ran off by the Klan, even though the Klan didn't exist. This guy lies so much. You go up to Park Heights when the whole Northwest District was clearing out the whole place for the governor. You go to Park Heights when you had about 30 armed sheriffs, police, and troopers, all kinds of deputies out there, not including your protection detail. Mm-mm-mm. But you got to politically say, how do we trust a guy who doesn't tell you who's he's about? But then, what's up, oh man?
How are you, sir?
Doing all right?
I love the thumbnails you come up with, dude.
Oh yeah, they're getting better and better, 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 better.
Same here. I owe you, my friend, a ton of thanks for 12 years of friendship. 12, fuck that, 12 years of brotherhood.
No props.
Also, a shout to the late, great Matt Granahan for bringing us together one night.
Oh yeah,
We weren't even supposed to be together. It was supposed to be a 20
30 minutes.
minute interview, 30-minute interview, and it wound up doing 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
There, y'all have a lot to talk about. So that
yeah. Let
kindred
you know.
spirits. You guys have so much in common. That explains the 3 hours, man.
Let you know how many men go through hell just for their kids, with
hmm
it, whether if they got them or don't.
Mm.
When Charles and I first got together through Matt Granahan, we had a totally different subject in mind, but it was along the same parameters. And then we all wound up sharing the difficulties we went through in um, having our children.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish Donna was here so that she could meet you guys.
She met us on top of that beautiful cloud.
Yeah, yeah.
The craziness about it is that, like you said, black men don't have feelings. Black men have to utilize their own networks to even get acknowledged for the pain they feel, for the loss
hmm
of a child, a loss of a job, a loss of a house, loss of a career. What is now? Oh yeah, happy birthday, ABM once again.
Happy birthday, ABM. Salute to you, brother.
Out to the Madagin. Senorita Jamil, as you say in Arabic as well. Rest in the debt. Ramatka, as we say in my mother tongue.
Thank you very much. I went down Fogo de Chao Friday,
All right.
and yeah, that was good. I like that place, man.
Oh yeah, Towson.
Nah, on Pratt Street.
Oh, Pratt, nice. Nice.
If I knew they had one in Towson, I would have went to Towson.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For a minute, right next to cheesecake. Oh yeah. Right next to Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, right next to Cheese Factory. Charles, you ain't shit for that, but but you gotta understand that was strategic thinking right there. Because sometimes you want to go to certain places. No, think about it. When you go to certain places, you got to be strategic. Which one is the best place to go to? Or
Right.
like, say if you want to go to yeah, I remember because I still got family in KSA, right? And then we talk about you got to know some of the best. If you're gonna go to a certain spot, like if you want to go to a certain chain, you got to know which one to go to at certain times. Especially
Yeah.
to have a drive-through and the traffic and everything, and the lines are sometimes short at certain hours, or which one would be the best one to go to at certain times of the day. You got to know about that stuff, especially if you're going to be planning around certain things.
Oh yeah, you got to think about it. Like if you go to
Uh-huh.
Towson, the Chow,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
Cheesecake Factory, those are beautiful restaurants. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
You
was
know
hearing
how much,
years
you know how
ago.
much fun Jody and I had at Cheesecake Factory the couple times we went up in Terre Haute.
Yeah.
We weren't even
That's nice.
we weren't even supposed to. Well, according to the populace, and there I go exposing my knowledge again. A joke that Jody often makes. She just looked at me one day. She says, "You want to get some cheesecake?" Yeah. So we hit up Cheesecake Factory up in Terre Haute.
You want your
All
clean?
right.
and thinking about
Hey,
that,
you gonna eat your cornbread?
Matter of fact, they'd be your favorite people. Go get
Uh,
your old school mag light. Some
there
old
you
school
go.
mag light. Because you could also use that motherfucker for self-defense tool.
That's true.
The hard ass deep battery, big solid metal, big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, what the hell this nigga hit with? Oh Lord, big. If
next
you
thing you know, he's on the
Leave alone.
ground like Granddad Freeman. Oh Lord! Oh Lord! my knee, my bad knee. Oh Lordy Lord, my bad knee.
Leave a lump. Leave a
You got
lump
an
the size of a soft.
old girl, especially in some of these weird ass cities, and
Mm-hmm.
you work late at night. Get you a mag light
Uh
because you turn that motherfucker around.
huh.
That becomes an impact tool, and
Leave a
One
lump.
object, one force trauma right there, yo.
they're very indestructible.
Leave a lump the size of
Hmm.
a. Leave a lump the size of a softball.
Or like those lumps, like you see, like in the old Tom and Jerry cartoons, or like in a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. They're just
Mm-hmm.
like swollen up. Ooh.
Well, lump you the fuck up with a bold magnite, boy.
Yeah.
Dude, give me one of them
Hey,
old
some people, hey, always have your keys ready in certain cases. You know what I'm saying?
because
Like
you have
right, like,
either what had
especially because you go, yeah. I mean, you can use. I mean, like you can use your key to double like
the
you know that,
spikes.
yeah, like a spike, or just like some people can carry like what they call a karambit, which is like that curved blade that you can conceal.
I'm gonna tell you, you carry a
Hmm.
goddamn good mag light in one hand,
Hmm.
and you put your keys in the other, man. you, you go for you go for
Mm-hmm.
the battle right there, boy.
Somebody,
Mom,
Yeah.
somebody gonna,
I'm
somebody
talking
gonna
about
get fucked up.
you gonna catch an
Yeah.
ass.
Hey.
And they also have
Uh,
tactical. They have tactical lights you could put on your shoulder. You know, when reading, keep your hands full. That way, if you do
Mm-hmm.
carry a firearm or a knife, you could actually reach it without trying to drop it.
Yeah.
But
uh,
but also, if you get a light, they also have lights that have spikes at the end of it, in case you could do a just quick hammer fist into somebody's face, like right there. Just
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just keep punching
Keep,
somebody in the
keep,
face with
keep
that shit.
pummeling them.
Yeah. Charles,
God,
what's your view on Krav Maga?
it's my group. My view on Krav Maga is like any other martial art.
Hmm.
Depends on the individual.
Fair enough.
Because if you're just doing enough to, if you're doing just enough and training, and you just do it once in a while, what good are you?
Right.
If you're constantly training, yeah. I mean, the purpose of Krav Maga, first of all, is like to evade, escape, and get out of there in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to defend yourself. You have to, turn defensive into offensive,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to do what you need to do to incapacitate that person so you can escape and get out of there.
Get
That's
out of it.
the purpose of Krav Maga.
I'm trying to decide which color should I get because if I get a mag light, I might have to get it
Uh-huh.
in red in case if I bust a motherfucker's head, you can't tell.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But people think I'm joking about it. Not really, but I'm joking about some of it. But goddamn, there's a reason why they took away those thick mag lights from police because fuck the nightstick. You got your ass
Because you
the
knock,
back.
because you knock a some bitch out with that.
Oh, it was healthy, man. It was some healthy shit. But for your real
Okay.
light,
Uh-huh.
you should get one that you could charge up. You should also get a
Yo,
battery.
speaking of weapons, whatnot, I gotta ask one question. How's Tiffany doing? That
Pretty,
sweet cocoa bola, how's she doing?
pretty good right here.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hi,
mean,
Tiffany.
you got to think about it. It's like there's many different things I tell cops. From I guess from a street cops perspective, like a SWAT guy might have different, detectives might have different, somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's a house cat might have different. But these are Charles Faulkner's opinions and his expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Take it with a grain
Yeah.
of salt. Take it from a guy who's been in the street long enough to know what needs to be done and what shit that you need. Number one,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you should carry one knife on your side pocket and two others that are hidden. Why? Because if the first motherfucker don't work, he doesn't see the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those knives, one of those knives should be serrated, especially for emergency cutting of seat belts or, maybe even cutting open, difficult objects.
Shout out to the Swiss. Yeah, that Swiss Army knife always comes in handy.
Do I think you should have a Gerber on your belt as well? Yes. I carried a Gerber consistently in my military days. I had a Gerber on my duty belt as well.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why, once again, you come on scene, you see somebody hurt in the accident, you usually try not to move them. But what if the car catches on fire? You got to move them the best way you can. What if they packed up into a lake or a large body of water? Remember, I live in Baltimore. We have 83. We had an officer knocked off 83. She's doing wonderful now. Took a lot of surgeries, but she's doing great. We had officers knocked off 83, helping other people. We had people in Baltimore, depending on where you are, you have the harbor. You have many different other places where there are large bodies of water. Bridges. You go towards Essex or Middle River. So things can happen. What happens if you got somebody stuck in a building? I got a knife in my bag that doubles for not only, it could be an axe, it could be a hatchet. The bottom of it can pry a door open. So there's different things that you have in your duty bag and your belt that actually helps.
Mm.
Do I think that you should have a set of search gloves that are actually two? You should have one when to get busy gloves with the knuckles, but you should also have searching gloves that are like puncture resistant or puncture proof, because you get a lot of people with needles in their hand and they're fucking.
Oh yeah.
And now you get pricked. You got to go to fucking Mercy and get all these drugs and stuff to neutralize that shit before it even spreads. And it's not the cutest thing.
Gotta get shots and whatnots. Gotta get tested after a while.
You should have like different gear. Like I tell people, old school gear is old school gear. But that's just me being multifaceted from experience. It's like AB would probably tell you from his years of being an electrician, there's something you should prepare for. You should have like flashlights and shit in case power goes out. And
Mm-hmm.
in Maryland, we have really bad torrential storms that will knock your shit the fuck out. Think about it.
Better have good, enough flashlights, candles, and whatnot whenever power goes out and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to fix the fuse. Make sure you have all those power batteries or charged and shit in case of a situation like this.
Yeah.
Especially if you got one of those like power banks that are solar powered, that'd be great.
Yeah. Even if you got a firearm that's going to be your house protection, put a light on it.
Mm.
Put a light
Or
on it.
infrared scope.
I think that we give a lot of shit for credit. A lot of shit. What's another subject people want to talk about?
How about when we talk about personal safety and everything, we talk about, the importance of one's own health. If you're not okay, you can't protect yourself.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, how do you protect yourself when, like, say, you're in a situation where you got a cast or you got a brace on your knee because you're recovering from surgery or some shit like that. Also, how do you stay vigilant in areas that you're not familiar with? The importance of reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
And trust your gut instinct. Sometimes when you're in an area you're familiar with, sometimes you get a bad vibe and you're like, yeah, thumbs up, better get the fuck up out of here.
Mm-hmm. People should learn that, especially internationally. What's up, All-Star G?
Unfortunately, the problem is not that many people have that self-awareness.
Common
Some
sense
people
is
just
so
go,
rare. You know, common sense
Excuse
is
me?
so rare that it's considered a superpower.
Oh, they say common sense isn't common for a reason. I had to learn that the hard way on a few occasions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, learn how to read people, understand body language. You know, there are books and documentaries on reading body language. You know,
Yeah.
that way you can just like understand, like when you listen to talk to people, listen to their tone, everything. That way you know what's going on, or you can understand if that person is legit or whatnot. I mean, the actor Tim Roth, he had a show called "Lie to Me," where he played a body language expert. You know, and they use, and in the show they were like showing prime examples of, like, you know, certain hints that or certain gestures that give people away.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, they even in one episode, they're like, in fact, they use flashback references. Like, there was one episode where a Korean dude was like talking to you, right? And the hand gesture he did while talking, let them know they were lying. He said, when a man puts his hand out like in that gesture, you know he's lying. He's lying. And in the flashback reference they had was that press conference Clinton did over the Monica Lewinsky scandal, in which he uttered those same words while pointing his finger in the same way, saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman,"
Wow.
and things like that.
Well, if you look at her, you shouldn't have sexual relations with that ugly ass woman.
Yeah, but then again, Dave Chappelle explained how that could happen. You know, you're a busy man, and sometimes you need to get your rocks off. Ask the blue dress she was wearing.
Sticky situation, right?
Well, so Hillary wasn't doing her damn job.
Well, Hillary
Hey,
was.
Chris Rock. Hey, no. To ABM's point, Chris Rock was right when he did that special Bigger and Blacker. We talked about the whole thing. The whole Monica Lewinsky thing was Hillary's fault. Like you said, she's the first lady, so she should be the first lady to be sucking her man's dick.
Yeah.
Find the lie in that shit.
Why didn't she?
And again, you know, he was not always that faithful. It was just an arrangement between those two, man.
Who cares? Goddamn president.
Yeah, but then again, a president. But then again, like when you compare Clinton to George W., what was it that Paul Mooney said? I'd rather have Clinton over W because at least simply because, you know, I'd rather see my president fuck his intern instead of fuck the country.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Charles, AB backstage.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Indiana's own AB Media.
Yeah, Thrag was a whole problem. That's the whole problem right there.
That's a monster. How you knock a motherfucker back into orbit and then hit another motherfucker?
But regardless of what y'all talking about, why y'all talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger like that?
Why's that?
Stop talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger like that.
Maria, it was not what you think it was.
Yes, it was. You had sex with that ugly maid and got her pregnant.
Okay.
Okay, the child is mine. She didn't, you know, especially considering that the kid, it looks like him.
Although Although, to that maid's credit, she probably was a better lady than his wife.
Yeah. Then again, the fucked up part of that was she was married.
You got to think about it, right?
Oh, well.
The Hillary Clinton looked good in bed. Does Hillary Clinton look good in bed?
Hell no.
Okay, to be fair, maybe 30 years ago. No. Maybe 50 years ago, but no.
I don't think she ever
Nope.
was.
She wasn't terrible in the 70s.
Yeah, but
Bill Clinton did not marry Hillary for her looks.
No.
Clearly,
status.
They met in Yale, and it was an arrangement.
And the sex was probably trash.
Yeah, that's why.
No, it wasn't trash. It was trash. Trash. Thank you.
God damn, my head's spinning with that one, boy. God damn.
I mean, if she was such a great lay, then why was he with Jennifer Flowers during his time as governor of Arkansas?
Well, everywhere I lay my hat is a home.
Did not hire sexual relations with that woman.
I just fucked all night.
I just got some head.
That was it. That was all.
And the blue dress more than shows it. Just pray to God he didn't do an impression of Lexington Steele when he did mess up her dress. That's all I'm gonna say about it. We'll just keep it pushing.
Here's my thing, right? You got one of the most classic lines in all of media. I had sex with that woman. And then you got to turn around and look at Hillary and be like, imagine her in some goddamn fishnet stockings. Ugh.
Bishop Bullwinkle. Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no. Listen. Well.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it, right? When you have somebody who's politically connected, like she was, and he's an up and coming Rhodes Scholar, but he has a bit of hillbilly. Come on, you're gonna have to make it do what it do, like arranged marriages to get power.
Yeah, it was an arrangement. That's why they only have one kid.
I think he got another one too, doesn't
he? Back in Arkansas, supposedly he has one.
My black son. My black son.
Black son.
Oh, I did not sleep. He looked just like you, motherfucker. Okay. I like the darker the better, the sweeter the juice. Oh Lord.
I grew up around black folks in Arkansas, so yeah.
So Lord, I tell Hillary all the time we should do it in blackface. I know I ain't sick.
Oh, don't worry, I've done worse. I've said some worse shit, some more ridiculous shit. But anyway, when I look at this whole thing about, like I said, about understanding people's body language, tone of their voices, read the room. It's important that you understand that, especially when you're in places like, areas that might be questionable, or you don't know, or you should know better than to be at. I mean, how many guys have been in a situation where they're at a certain area at an ungodly time, all because of a female? Shit. Dante Nero had a story about back when he was an exotic dancer. and he was called in to do a show, do a performance at a bachelorette party in the, I think it was either in the Bronx or in Queens. He's from Brooklyn. And when he got to the building and everything, dudes were like, check, some of the shot call and a couple of cats were looking at him, was like, well, who you here? What you doing here for? Next thing you know, shots went off and whatnot. Now he's thankful he got out of there with his life, him and his boys, but I let him know you can't be just, doing certain things like that in certain spots. So having that awareness and knowing your environment is paramount.
What's that?
Shit is wild.
And only getting wilder.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of wild, have anybody checked out a WrestleMania?
Not yet.
I did. I ain't gonna spoil it for you.
Say ticket sales way down this year.
Oh yeah.
In this economy, of course.
Yeah, Brock practically retired in the middle of the ring.
He placed his gloves on the mat and his boots.
And gave Paul Heyman a big hug.
Yeah, he was crying, of course, in the process, but
yeah,
it was, hey, Obo was the right man to hand the torch to.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling Obo.
I was watching WCW. I think it was it Spring Stampede from '92. It was Luger and Sting, the main event. Luger was the champ. And you can fucking tell, like, Luger was out of there. Like, he was checked out. I think this is right before he went to WWF. Like, he barely fucking moved the whole match. Not one power slam. Like, imagine a Lex Luger match and no power slam. Like, you can just see on his face, he was like, man, I'm ready to just get the fuck out of here. Just give me my check so I can go.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows you right there how messed up the business was back then. I mean, especially considering how WCW ran things and how WWE, WWF at that time, it was a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
The folks in Atlanta, the booking committee, the agents, the management, everything was completely different compared to what it was in, when you went up to Stanford. So obviously, for Luger to do it like that, obviously lets you know, like, somebody probably did him dirty, but at the same time, egos got hurt. But a lot of wrestlers don't know how to, unless they like really had somebody to mentor them, they don't understand like the business aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do something like what Luger did, you burn a bridge, and that will, and keep in mind that when you start, you go into business for stuff like that. When you're with one major promotion, you want to go sign to another promotion, they're going to keep that in mind. So you got to learn how to, do better. You got to know how to, maintain good cohesion and whatnot. But to your point, ABM, I'm going to give you another example of some shit like that was really fucked up. TNA. This is back in 2011. The main event was Jeff. Yeah. When it was TNA Impact. It was one of the pay-per-views, and the main event was Sting challenging Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was out of it. And when I mean out of it, I mean he was there physically, but wasn't really there mentally. And this is when, because this is when he was like dealing with like, substance abuse issues and whatnot. So much so that before the match kicked off, you had Eric Bischoff come to the ring to look at him. Even the referee was checking, Jeff to make sure like if he was completely there.
Well, TNA was a shit show. And they had
under
way more
Dixie
problems
Carter,
than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Way more problems.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you signed him. Don't tell me you didn't know he was fucking junkie. Hell, Kurt Angle was fucked up on drugs. He can
was
still
on
work though.
Percocets and pain. He was on Percocets, painkillers. This is back when a lot of people didn't know much about painkillers, how addicted they were, like Percocets, oxycodone and shit. But for Jeff, after he dropped the belt, what happened was like he checked into rehab, and this is how smart the writers were. When he came back, he came back with a redemption type storyline where he was just asking for a second chance.
Yeah, you got art must irritate reality.
Yeah, so, and he worked it great,
Yeah, like some people say some of Kurt Angle's best stuff is when he was on Perks.
Man.
Angle.
Yeah, Perk.
Yeah, it's crazy because when men have to go through that shit, and how many times, like, let's look at that for a minute, right? Drug abuse, like we just talked about. How many men go through that shit alone?
Shit, Brock talks about that. He talked about how one of the problems he had during his first run in WWE is like he can't remember a year of that because he was so on those Percocets. He was taking several Percocets a day and with vodka. Brock, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Especially like you remember after WrestleMania 19 when he had the concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and the concussion was the result of him mistiming that shooting star press. He should not have done that, but he hurt himself in that one. Got a concussion.
I'm not mistaken, Kurt Angle encouraged him to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure they got cussed out in the back after that. Sometime later, not immediately, but sometime later. But like I said,
Stone Cold actually got at Brock for that. If you watch the interview, he said I was because he told him I was mad at you when you came back through the locker room. Brock explained that wasn't his idea.
True. Was not his idea, but like I said, the result of that was like during that time, he was also on painkillers. A lot of guys were on painkillers. I remember Tyson Tomko, who's still alive. When he was with Christian, he required painkillers, and at some point when he was let go because of his painkiller addiction, he got arrested with like several pills of oxycodone that he acquired illegally. Because a lot of these guys would tell you that like how they were able to acquire these painkillers like Percocets and whatnot. They were like forging prescription and notes and whatnot. And knowing how to and they had like these systems of how to acquire this stuff. So people don't understand how far people are willing to go for, just to require those things for painkiller, for pain management, not knowing that it's counterproductive. And the industry behind it. That's why you had like a docuseries about the dangers of things like Percocets and oxycodone. Hell, how many people remember Prozac?
Oh yeah.
And how it's affected people negatively.
Hell,
so
Should we even gotta go that far? Look at your everyday spices and shit. Some of you eating wood chips, like paint chips and shit. When you were kids,
Mm-hmm.
there's a
How
reason
about
why.
industrial glue that some people sniff it? Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you gotta look at those wrestlers, they overcame. Brian Pillman and Eddie Guerrero could not.
Yeah. No, Pillman, his thing was like in the case of Brian Pillman, Ultimate Warrior, Jim Hellwig, later named Warrior,
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Them, it was a little different because what they had was like they had these undiagnosed heart conditions. Warrior, and this is something that Sting mentioned before. Warrior had talked about losing his dad and a few relatives who died who did not live past 55. Most of them died of heart attacks around that time, and which means there was a heart condition thing in there. Also, who else? Um, Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was I think it was Lanny Poffo who mentioned this that how one time when Macho took his mom to a cardiologist, and the cardiologist was adamant that both he and Lanny should undergo EKGs because they were just to make sure that whatever defect she had, they didn't inherit it as well. But Randy put it off until the last minute, and the next thing you know, one day he's behind the wheel, he has a heart attack, and crashes into a tree. Brian Pillman lost his father from a heart attack when he was an infant. His dad was in his 30s, so he had an undiagnosed pre-heart condition. Kevin Nash talked about he started seeing a cardiologist sometime in his 30s or 40s, and like people were like, "You got stem cells in your heart?" He said, "Hell yeah, I lost my dad died of a heart attack when he was 36, so I know how to. So I got to take care of myself like that." So a lot of people when a lot of people were quick to say it was steroids, I said no. Some of those things were just aggravating what was already were just an accomplice to what was already there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Family history is important to some of these guys. Now there are people who have heart conditions and whatnot due to substance abuse or aggravated or whatnot. I mean, who remembers Pimp C? Everybody say it was the lean. Nah, the lean was just the accomplice. The main cause was the fact that he had sleep apnea, and he didn't have a CPAP machine when they found him. So,
Mm-hmm.
and now not many people talk about that how sleep apnea is like a huge problem for a lot of people. Of course, now there's like lawsuits going on for people with sleep apnea because they found that some of the CPAP machines, some of the parts in the CPAP machines are actually carcinogenic and whatnot. So people need to like really look into that shit about what are what other alternative treatments there are besides the CPAP machine for people with sleep apnea.
Somebody knocked out.
Must have been a good night. You don't suppose he had a candygram earlier this evening?
That's it. That too.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga, hey shit.
I'm just wondering is that
Uh-huh.
when it comes to a lot of things in life,
Mm-hmm.
why complain? Gets worse. Gets very worse. And it's like, when you got your multifaceted man, like we spoke about Jeff Hardy and Kurt. You know how hard it is to go to a rehab center and you're famous And Kurt even talked about being called Pert Angle. He understands that he doesn't care for it because it reminds him of his low point, where I
Mhm.
believe him at that moment, he probably would have killed himself.
Mhm. Rene Dupree, do you remember that? Does that name ring a bell?
Oh yeah.
He also went through his experiences with concussions, head injuries, and having to go into rehab for painkiller addiction. He talks about like some of the people he met when he was in rehab.
Mm-hmm.
All he had to, he talked about one time, all he had to do was like he had to shake a prescription bottle,
Okay.
and people had their ears perked up.
I'm gonna tell you, man. It's like, yo, you gotta. People get scared of running conversations. Don't be afraid of the conversation. Some of us need this. So some people out there might need your story. You
Mhm.
know. And I tell them, I said, you got to remember that everybody's story out there, and I think that's one of the biggest part. What the biggest part that you really have to see is that you're not going through an issue that somebody else haven't either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it helped for when you're in those places, and there are people who
so
are going through
most of the
similar
time, I
things.
think
Mhm.
one time, and I've noticed what the regular is. People will watch a show for a couple of months, maybe a year before they announce themselves. And I tell them
Mhm.
there's no shame in it. Everybody's going through everything. Everybody's going through everything. Shit, how the hell I get it?
I mean, I go through my shit,
Don't be
but
ashamed of it.
I mean, I go through my things. Sometimes it's not easy. Other times I just have to
I'll be
tune
right
out.
back.
You take your time. I guess just me and you, AB, maybe him. And for a lot of people, since we're talking about like substance abuse and whatnot, I remember y'all might remember Alberto Del Rio's ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez. Ricardo, he, unbeknownst to himself, slowly became an alcoholic.
No, we're back.
Yeah, welcome back. How much of what I said did you pick? Did you pick up?
None.
All right, I was just talking when we were talking about substance abuse. Rene Dupree, who has his own podcast called Cafe del Rene, he had Ricardo Rodriguez on one of his early episodes, and Ricardo talked about by the time he departed from WWE, Ricardo Rodriguez, people might remember, was Alberto Del Rio's ring announcer, and Ricardo talked about how he somehow became an alcoholic,
No.
and it snuck up on him like that. He just like didn't realize he was like slowly growing, becoming an alcoholic.
And situations and time will make you that way.
Oh yeah, a lot of comedians will tell you, man, when they're touring and they have to hang out in bars right now, they realize like either you're going to become an alcoholic or you're going to be an expert in alcohol in certain drinks. That's why some of them got to be careful when they're drinking and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember Stone Cold on his podcast when he had Mark Henry on his podcast. They had a conversation a while back, and Mark will say, first of all, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. I may smoke an occasional cigar with the boys, but I don't mess with any of that. I don't do any controlled substances. And so Stone Cold looked at him and asked him, so how are you able to maintain yourself while on the road?
Strip
Mark
clubs.
Henry's answer was, yep. The minute he had strip clubs, Stone Cold was just chuckling, and to take the $1 million man's phrase, he said, "Every man's got his vice."
Every man's got a vice. If you don't have a vice, you're a
Every,
weirdo.
uh, every man, well, no, every man has a vice. It's just whether or not they will partake in it or indulge in those vices. And some people have more than one vice.
Like Namer. He loves BBWs.
Mm.
When I mean BBWs, he likes the supers.
You mean SSBBWs?
Oh, yeah, the super dupers.
Hey,
Like,
big girl. Hey, the big girls need love too.
oh, Lord. Me and the floor. You gotta reinforce your beard and shit. No, 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 no. I don't know how they do it in Norway, but god damn.
uh,
Now, if you like a
oh, wait. Hang on a second. This
there's
brother's
nothing,
quote right
nothing
here.
wrong with big girls, so guess what? I'm joking you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I like thick girls, but I gotta be careful. I gotta understand,
There's a limit.
being 150. Yeah, there's limits. I mean,
Now there's a
being,
difference between
yeah,
having a chick that's like 5'11" and 180, 200 pounds, and she healthy than a motherfucker. You know,
uh-huh,
that's that healthy weight. They call it down south.
yeah.
A motherfucker. Ooh, Lord,
I
look at that.
mean, yeah. Oh, by the way, shout out to Vernonu. What he says here. Dang, I just got off the phone with a brother who told me about he's dealing with alcohol after losing a couple of family members and losing his marriage. Yeah.
See, you never know when the show hits something home. And remember, I thought I was addicted to sugar. Like I had to cut sugar out for a while. I had
Uh-huh.
to, like hell, I just got from my primary care doctor how I lost
Uh-huh.
20. She's like, how you lose 20 pounds, but you put a couple of centimeters on your arms? So this is genetics. I love it.
Genetics, and you go in the gym working out, and not to mention you cut
Yeah.
back on the sugar. Hey, by the way,
See?
how do you maintain your blood sugar, man? What do you use to monitor your blood sugar?
Easy. Called food.
No,
Cold.
I mean because I know people who are type 1 as well as type 2 diabetics, and some
It's
of
easy.
them do have devices they have to use to monitor their blood sugar and shit.
It's easy. Don't be diabetic.
Well, I had a family member who was pre-diabetic, but fortunately they were able to turn it around. So thank God they're okay.
It's like one thing about it, you should eat more fruits and vegetables. That it
Mm-hmm.
calms a lot down right there. Like eat more fruits and vegetables. Eat a PB&J if necessary, but don't expose yourself too much to any ill-gotten shit. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
eat a
I had
PB&J.
to stay away from marshmallows, for example. So,
See, told you, big arrows.
yeah. Oh, I mean the actual marshmallows, because I realized how sugary they are, how addicted they were. Just like I remember, I had to cut back on how much I like to eat, how much I like to consume brownies.
See, nasty boy eating groceries. Now you
That's
gotta
not what.
girl get that booty meat. That booty. Now I think
Can I be serious? Can you let me be
no
serious?
nigga, this channel this be serious, nigga. No nigga.
I'm gonna lose 3 to 15 pounds from laughter because this motherfucker. Uh,
I tell people
uh,
you gotta leave your worries behind because gray don't be riding on the mountain.
yeah.
Here's the crazy
Oh,
sugar for
hold
black
on a second. Yeah, hold on a second. Lost, get your ass up here. And by the way, fuck Whole Foods. Go to the farmers markets.
or the
Whole
farmer's
Foods overcharge. Yeah,
or, or the farmer's daughter.
that too.
I
Yeah.
love the farmer's daughter.
Unless, of course, you're talking. Unless she's the daughter, unless her father's the dairy farmer, then you got to avoid her the same way Jamie Foxx got to avoid the dairy aisle at a supermarket.
Lord Jesus, Lord. Oh my goodness, Jesus is Lord.
Yeah, but to your point, man, like 180 on a woman who's like 5'10", that's normal
That's
because
healthy. If she got
yeah,
curves,
if she,
healthy, or
hmm
she's athletic. Like my friend, she was 220, and you would never guess it.
power lifter. Oh, she was just deceptive looking with her weight. Okay,
She
deceptive
lifted,
for 220.
she lifted, and she
Mm-hmm.
also was a PE teacher, so she broke
All
bones.
right.
Gotta ride something.
I'll ride a bike. Yes, you got to ride something. Yeah.
Put me on the list.
But like I said, like Patrice O'Neal. I remember he had somebody call in the show once, the Black Phillip show, because they had been discussing about Patrice liking big women himself. Even though he was like 6'4", 6'5", and at his heaviest, he was somewhere between 350 and 400 pounds. And now this white guy called in.
Okay.
Now the white guy, first of all, he was 5'7", about 130, 140 pounds, soaking wet. But he said that his girl was becoming a fat bitch. Now this is a woman he met going through rehab. But the thing was this one was 5'2", right?
Mm.
She got clean, but she blew up to about 190 pounds.
Ooh, boy, god dang, that's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
That
That was when I heard that, everybody was like, God damn.
oh, that's
She
heavy.
was built like a boxing glove, as Patrice said. So
Oh boy, she built like Pat
yeah,
Man.
yeah. I mean, hey, she had just gotten a controlled substance.
Mm.
And most people who've been who've been involved in who have drug addiction, when they get clean, they got to fill that void by eating food and whatnot.
But
And they
guess what?
become foodies and whatnot. Mm-hmm.
Guess what also is a controlled substance? Sugar,
Sugar.
steroids, marijuana.
Marijuana has been proven to help people overcome heroin addiction.
But it also can be controlled.
It's not if women have it, fair enough.
You know, not saying don't smoke your weed. Hey,
Just know
do
there's
it,
a time and a place for it.
do it in moderation. Mm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some of us don't smoke, but at least we keep an ashtray. We always have an ashtray at home.
It's for guests. It's for guests, Ruski. For the guests. For the guests.
Yeah, yeah. On the balcony.
It's for guests. Mother Russia. You gotta get high. In order for me to get through my relationships, I had to be higher than Superman's left testicle, man. It's my wife drove me to.
Speaking of big women, and I remember Eddie Griffin told this joke. It was about his favorite champagne. It's by a man named Clouseau. And on the label is a picture of his wife. And when you see this woman, what she looked like, you realize why this motherfucker invented the drink.
Mm.
All right. If I'm gonna fuck this bitch, I'm gonna need some bubbles for my troubles.
Oh yes, you need the bubbles.
I need something stiff just to keep me stiff.
Yep. You don't like to fuck me. I think life's already doing a better job. Like why don't I get the best of men? Because you're not looking like the best of women. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to shame you, shorty, but guess what? 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds may look good on you, off of you. I'd be like, when I was training women and they said, I got better results with men. Oh, OMG, I wonder why.
Especially if she was top heavy
A little bottom, a
or
little.
bottom heavy in certain cases. In certain
Uh,
cases.
some cases, she was a little everything heavy.
Oh yeah, she got that figure eight. She got that figure eight. Yeah, or that hourglass figure. So you understand how
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's
Yeah.
not like I don't against the guy's picks of the litter, but here's my
Hmm.
shit. I ain't gonna be taking no goddamn lips from no goddamn balloon either. I ain't taking it from the pretty
Mm-mm.
bitches. I'm from the ugly bitches, skinny bitches, big bitches, in between bitches, bitches. Like shit.
No lip, no tolerance for the lip.
No tolerance for the lip.
You
Keep
just
it.
look at. Oh yeah, I'm like unless those lips are gonna be useful, don't be bumping your gums like that.
Get to a lot of women, they get mad. Well, yo, well, I don't need no definition. Well, I don't need a soliloquy of 15 minutes explaining shit that's already don't need to be said either. And then Shorty be like, I call you back. I know you will.
Anyway,
Like, people ain't gonna be taking your lip to. Shit, a lot of y'all bitches probably gonna be single because your personality suck. That's the whole thing about it.
and talk about shit that doesn't need to be talked about, or when you want to talk, it's either you're gonna be purposely vague, or you're just gonna be throwing out a whole lot of unnecessary details.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of that downloading on you shit gets old. That's why I tell you, you shouldn't waste your time listening to anybody's fucking bullshit. They're not gonna return the favor for you.
I
But
hate those ones. I hate those one-sided relationships, man.
let me download all the shit in my problems, okay? You got problems too. Good, good, good.
Download or unload.
Download.
Yeah, that too.
And unload and download because now you can't think of this shit any goddamn longer.
You gotta offload your shit on somebody else. I'm like, dude, I got enough shit to deal with.
But then when you need to offload shit, people ain't got time for you.
No. Yeah, been there, been there.
That's the worst.
Or like, or when they ask you for help, you help them out, then you ask them to return the favor, and they like start, making like all kinds of excuses why they can't.
Oh
I'm like,
fuck.
cool.
Oh shit, I can't do shit. What can you do? Beg you for help? Oh, I see. I
Mm-hmm.
see. I tell you, man, it's like it's something or another because I'm looking at the comments in the damn chat. Yeah, the thing that's all a fucking money making bullshit. You telling me that in order to eat healthy, you gotta spend more money. But a goddamn cheeseburger, 99 cents. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that lets y'all know what your priorities are. But here's something. But check this out, Charles. Did you know, like, if you go to Canada, shit's a lot healthier. So you can ask for the same thing, but it's probably going to be a lot healthier.
Oh
Or if
yeah.
you come to Europe, because they have different, food and safety policies and restrictions. Like, see, like certain, colored dyes you have in some of your candies, you're not going to find them in other countries.
Skittles be looking off color. I noticed that when I was over there.
Uh, it's more organic and whatnot.
Yep. That way Skittles don't fucking turn you into a mutant because they let
Yeah,
loose.
those.
Skittles over here might turn you into a goddamn mutant after a while. Like,
Yeah, they got carcinogenic shit in there and whatnot. So I was like, I'm good. I'm glad I got celiac disease and lactose intolerance because That helped. That pretty much helped me wean off a lot of junk food. I can't consume. I can't eat any of that shit. Help. And fortunately, there's these apps I use to, like, look at the barcodes and certain things to make sure I can, that I can eat that or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps me a lot that way. Oh, so how many people even bother to look at their genetics and see what they're allergic to, like food allergies and whatnot?
I looked at it and said, I'm allergic to eating ass.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people right now, some of you motherfuckers right now, all you gotta do, don't eat like a fat ass. Don't eat like a fat ass.
Hey, if you're gonna toss salad, at least make sure it's clean and you're doing whatever.
Make sure it's fresh. Doesn't need to be a seafood salad either, god damn it.
Why do you think when Red Fox put out that comedy album called
Wash your
"You
ass.
Got to Wash Your Ass"?
Mm-hmm.
3 important things I learned from that album. 1, I don't wear no tighty whities. All my drawers are black, gray, or whatever. Number 2, I do my own goddamn laundry. I wash my drawers myself. And number 3, I make it a point. Foreplay begins in the shower.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
Fellas, let me ask y'all something. If you were involved with a woman, did you ever take a shower together?
Yeah, and one of us is cold as a motherfucker. You gotta wear like the pajamas in that motherfucker trying to be all cute and sexy and shit. Oh shit, why am I shivering? Oh Lord.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Y'all, wait a
And
minute.
Happy
Nigga,
Dawn's.
you were
Thank
the
you
black woman.
for the belated
Uh,
today's M's birthday too.
Hey, Dapper Don, what's good, man?
I appreciate it. And it's also ABM's birthday today. Celebrate with him.
Mm.
Man going real fancy. He said we going to Fogo, motherfuckers. Fogo.
All right.
I'll tell you one thing about
Wait a minute. Then again, wait a minute. I just realized something. A lot of y'all date black women. Most black women do not want to go in and get in the shower with y'all because they're always worried about one thing.
the hair.
That's why you always got to make sure that's always you got to make sure you got a shower cap nearby. It's like, here, put this shit on and get your ass in the shower.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. If she like it, I don't give a fuck. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
They talk all that shit.
Preferably if it's their own shit, if it's their own hair.
They talk all that good bullshit.
Mm.
Like, oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe it. You got my hair wet. That ain't water, baby. That's definitely not water.
Yeah.
Free will was good, man.
It's good. It's good protein. It makes your face glow.
What's good with y'all?
So do
Just
everyone.
at work.
All right. On a Sunday?
Yeah, work nights.
Oh, okay. All right. Work Sunday nights. All right.
He said, fuck that. We working.
Yeah, we working. I'm in healthcare, so every day I'm at work.
Oh, okay. My bad. That explains it.
But I seen your thread, Charles. So I had to, I'm gonna come up here and ask some questions.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How you liking this season so far?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
You enjoying it? I'm seeing some people don't like it,
You don't listen to the people. Half those people can't read a book, so fuck them. But the Thrag giving ass whoopings out like Christmas presents.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely they showing his aura.
I mean,
He
yeah,
putting belt to ass to everybody.
he put belt to ass.
Boots ass.
The way he pimp slapped Mark, man, was not nice. Wow, bitch! Like, why did you bitch slap me? When a motherfucker gets slapped so badly, you got to question your religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you ain't got to do all that.
Right.
I love it. Like when he
That's
slapped, when he slapped the shit out of him, I was like, holy shit, mop.
man. Listen, sidestep Nolan,
Oh,
all that.
when he knocked him to the planet, I was like, oh god. And
Yeah.
that was not in the comic, so oh my god, he was a demon. Like, why y'all fuck after that? What I'm gonna do, like, sons? Yeah, let's take our asses back there. Leave these motherfuckers alone.
Right.
Yeah,
Even where they at.
we gonna have to bank this nigga, boy. God damn, we ain't got our boys. These boys ain't deep enough. Fuck this. It's Thrag doing this to our asses. God damn.
Right.
You'll come out if he ain't fighting. And you know
They
what?
would,
Oliver should have been aborted because that's the stupidest motherfucker known to man.
yeah. Well, I mean, we know why he was made, but I agree. He's kind of a waste of DNA.
No fucking way. They told you several times, don't challenge this motherfucker by yourself. Hell,
What does he do?
He challenges and he's headstrong because
And
that
then
shows like
not only challenge him, but then try to run away after he realized, oh shit, they were right.
Oh shit, that's a real one.
it's too little, too late. Too little, too late. Now you gotta stay. You gotta take this rush. You gotta take this whooping.
Oh
You
shit,
gotta take this whooping.
he's a real one. Oh, he's a real one. Oh shit, I know this is a real nigga. This man, he told me about these is
I
real.
thought this shit. Oh, you thought this was shit was sweet. Come here.
Belt ass.
He was like, yo, that's a real nigga right there. Kid, fuck on the what we doing? That get the fuck on the ship. We leaving. What happened?
Right.
Real nigga alert. Real nigga alert.
Tuck the chain.
It was
Debo
like
coming.
cool.
Who's that? Debo. Debo.
He
Yo,
ain't tucked the
Will.
chain.
Nah, not DJ Pooh, but like y'all remember a joke. The joke Steve Harvey had about the movie Titanic about the band kept playing while the ship was going down. What black band gonna do that shit? Cool in the game, be unplugged and shit. They see this shit like, oh shit, let's get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap that shit up and let's go. Wrap that shit up and let's go. God damn it, let's get. Somebody get that extension for somebody fuck around and get shocked.
Earth, Wind, and Fire would have been the fuck out of there.
Yeah, clear it out.
Maze said Maze would have been like, before I let go. Shit.
No. Drew Hill would. Drew Hill. I remember me and my boys joked about that. We said, imagine if it was Drew Hill. It's like, oh shit, let's get the fuck up. Yo, Jazz, move your fat ass. Come on, man. Nokio, quit messing with us. Go. Let's go. Yo, Cisco. Yeah. Quit singing, man. We gotta go.
Thaddeus, as we like to call him, Buff Socrates, was giving him hell last episode. Like,
he was.
This episode, oh my god, don't. See, sometimes when you blow up a nigga planet, he gets salty about that shit. He got salty. I mean,
Right.
when he yoked his ass up, if you notice, Mark and Nolan can't even perceive him. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they were running from him like he was Jason Voorhees. Like, oh shit. The only reason you motherfuckers live because I will it tell you, bitch ass niggas.
Speaking on that, Kim, I've been seeing it because I haven't read all the comics. What? Why is Invincible so strong? I've seen some places, some people say it's like the Gohan effect, where if you mix with human emotion plus that power, they get a boost.
Well,
But is it explained in the comics? Is it explained?
Well, one, he's an ancestor of Argyle. Two, he's a half breed. Three, plot armor. He's the main character. And
The third one sounds about right. The third one sounds right.
Gohan was supposed to be the main character of Dragon Ball, but
Yeah.
niggas ain't know how fucking pup Goku is a national treasure in Japan, okay? Y'all don't understand.
Yeah. Dragon Ball affects their economy.
Goku does food commercials. He's like Superman to them motherfuckers, okay?
Yeah.
He's part of the economy, okay?
Yeah. They said, listen, Toriyama, you can't stop. We need this revenue.
Yeah. This is the fucking point. This is the point where people don't get it. Like, you got motherfuckers after that shit, when you hit a motherfucker so hard, you hit another motherfucker on the way out. Yeah, you like, kids, let's go. What's wrong, Dad? Yeah, remember what I told you about this? Nah, this motherfucker a real one. What you mean a real one,
Right.
Dad? You take him. Yeah, out to lunch, nigga. Get the fuck in this. Get the fuck in this shit.
But Dad, shut up and get in the ship. Shut up and get in the ship and buckle his seatbelt.
Leave this nigga alone. He on some other shit. Where we gonna go? We gonna apologize to your mother. Shit. Like, but however, we could take him, bitch. If you don't get in here, but you left.
Shit.
That's why your mother, goddamn cop, bitch. Like, shout out to all the black Viltrumites with dreads and shit. I like it when like, goddamn, like, they said the only reason that General Craig is the second in command is because he's Sprague's barber.
Oh shit. Yo, Sprag, that's a Chris windup for a white boy.
That's El Crispy right there, boy.
El Crispo.
Boy, they be like, he got the crispiest lineup ever. Like,
man,
they said the reason why Thrag cried because his barber was on the goddamn.
What? I didn't hear that.
They said he cried because his barber was on the planet.
Damn.
God damn.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's hilarious.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I was like, don't do it. You're just gonna piss this motherfucker off.
I'm waiting till all that
you cannot
come
do
out
it.
so I can just binge it.
Yeah. But you gotta see that. The one episode you gotta see is the one that came out this week. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. When he hit him with that mean sidestep. Oh my god.
Yeah. Didn't even look at him. He said, "Oh, excuse me."
They were like, wait a minute. Nolan was like, oh, this doesn't happen. Oh shit. The fuck this motherfucker doing? Like, what he went behind him and knocked him to the planet. Shout out to Nolan for having that type of durability. Just shake that shit off. But god damn. Did it look as much? Did it what Martin say? Damn, did it hurt as much as it looked?
Did he hit? No, did they drop you as a fucking lick, man? No, man, they didn't find your teeth. I don't know where they at.
God damn, your mouthpiece is in the 5th row, teeth in the 3rd.
Shit. Speaking of mouthpieces, I remember one of my favorite games was UFC 2009 Undisputed. You can knock it. When you knock somebody out, you can knock it. You can see their like mouthpiece flying.
Oh, I loved it when I played fucking Fight Night 3. I would actually
Mm-hmm.
jab, straight elbow, cut open you up, and then beat the shit out of you with a TKO. I love the TKOs more than knockouts because I'm like, ref, pull me off his ass. He's a dead man if you don't. I would tell people that too. Like, you just cut me. Yeah, you should have done something about it. Like, man. And they got one more episode left, and it's gonna be funny because they're gonna be like, "I'm gonna fight you, nigga." Do you know what happened last time you tried?
Unless
Right.
he learns.
You gotta love them suburban boys. Like, you tried to kill me. No, if I tried to kill you, you'd be dead.
Right. That happened already.
He thought he was merely. I killed Conquest.
Yeah, that probably was my favorite part. My man said, "A word, bro. Show me then."
And you saw that demon come out the fucking impact.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he wasn't fucking around.
They said, he's a fraud. Okay. Keep watching. Keep watching.
Right. And Conquest was gruesome. That's the crazy part. If Conquest is worried about this man, and you see what Conquest did, what you thought he was gonna be? Conquest scared him.
Oh yeah, Charles. You see Black Twitter trending Black Viltrumites art design quotes because of a Japanese woman fear black men in Japan. I heard that bullshit, and we should run with
No, I didn't see that.
it. I mean, we should run with it. I mean, ain't nobody trying to harm no flat back Japanese chick, okay? Man, see, the problem with it is that, you know, that's WrestleMania. No, I don't want to go to sleep yet. I said it.
Man, WrestleMania ain't been good since what?
Goddamn, a while.
2010?
Wow.
Shit.
I'm gonna tell you, it's sad because pro wrestling is in a state of sadness, like mixed martial arts. We need to build.
Well, you can blame it on TKO because TKO is just meddling in and everything.
We blame it on Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah, blame it on Triple H.
Blame it on Triple H, yes, and then also blame it on Dana White. But understand that, at the end of the day, who does the buck stop with? The management and TKO.
TKO doesn't really get involved in that much. Triple H is a bad booker.
Triple H ain't good at his job.
There are certain things you'll never hear. You'll never hear Triple H is anybody's top 5 or top 10.
No, he just happens to be there. Yeah.
Ray, whatever lead you need a refund.
Hey, free. Hey, Will, let me ask something.
Oh, no, he didn't. Superman smokes him. Easy.
Yeah. Hey, Will, let me ask something. Did you or maybe Charles check out that podcast that Jey Uso did with Cameron and Mace?
It's a work.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was it?
That's what I thought. Oh, Mace and Cameron had Jey Uso on their show, and then shit went left.
Yeah. I feel it was staged. They're trying to promote the WrestleMania stuff. Because then he went to Shannon Sharp's thing and talked about it like it was regular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because with Shannon, but with Shannon, Shannon know how to talk to people. Killer was just like, but those who bought it, they were like, "Yo, it was just." That's what I thought. It had to be a work, the way he grabbed him and did what he did. And like Killer just like Cameron just laying there, like nah. But if it was for real, I was like, dude, you don't do that. One thing you gotta understand about Samoans is like they're good people, and there's two things that are important to them. There's family and respect. And you get disrespectful, they're gonna put you aside.
It's it's trying to get publicity.
Mm.
Yeah, it was,
I know. I understand it for work.
great.
I understand it for work. I'm just saying if it was real.
Oh, it would have been bad if it was real.
Mm-hmm. Would have been a whole lot worse.
Cameron's not the biggest dude in the world.
Yeah,
Right.
not to
He's
mention
6 foot, man.
Yeah. Hey, imagine how fucked up it would have been if it was Jacob out too, because Jacob would look at you like, nah, man, I ain't playing with you.
Yeah. Since we're still on
Jacob.
wrestling.
Yeah, but Jacob did time before that. Him, also Umaga's son Zilla, who's in the business now. Both of them did time before, they both of them did time before, they got in.
Mm-hmm.
Were able to turn their lives around and shit. So Jake, I mean, there was a time where Jacob went to when he was in MLW, when he was like, when they had this part where he was fighting an opponent in the crowd, right? And one of the audience, and just to protect his opponent, he had to shove an audience member who tried to get involved. And that's when the crowd realized, yo, this dude's legit. Back up.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah, so
the only thing is wrong in pro wrestling now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the Samoans get to be black and say all this shit, but not the black guys. You gotta be good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. They're pretty much the black replacements.
Hey, don't forget, hey, you got some brothers in there.
Weird.
Oh, it's a lot more than it used
Trick
to be.
Williams. Yeah.
This is the best the females been too.
Well, you gotta think about it. They don't
10 minutes.
Very few black guys get to be black in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true. Or let alone get to be themselves.
Yeah.
A couple of
maybe Mark Henry. That's
basically
Mark Henry. Yeah, Mark Henry. When he became the world's strongest man, you know who put a foot in his ass about that? It was Eddie. Eddie came to him and said, "Come here. Look in the mirror. What do you see?" I see a dude who's a fun-loving guy. But him being a fun-loving guy, is fucking it up. It's fucking up the business for everybody, man. I say, you have any idea, because consider how big and strong you are, a lot of people can be afraid of you. If I was you, I'd learn how to exploit that. That's what he said to Mark Henry.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Eddie convinced, Eddie's the one who convinced, Mark to go heel. And look where he went with that.
Yeah.
Ring psychology is important, man. Ring psychology, that's a lost art. Or as like, Mick Foley would tell you, when you plan out a match, you got to understand psychology. A certain move or a certain spot has to be there for a specific reason.
Yeah, I think speaking to that, that's what because I didn't know when I learned why Stone Cold had left. That's what he said. He was like, "You want me to do this or lose a match? It got to be a reason. It got to be something to it. You can't just say, you know what, Stone Cold, you're just gonna lose tonight. Like, nah, that's not how that goes. If you want to elevate somebody, cool, but you got to build this up. You got to first off cash me out, and then on top of that, it got to be reasons. We got to create some narrative around this. It can't just be a Monday night and say, hey, Stone Cold, you're about to get knocked out, and now it's such and such time. And I was like, I understand that.
Just like the mess in AEW for some of its booking. The way they book certain things, like make it make sense. And you want to talk about booking? The Triple H is such a great booker. What the fuck is that? Why the fuck has he not? Why the fuck hasn't he, given a big push to LA Knight? LA Knight's proven he can, get himself over.
Botches.
Mm-hmm.
He botches.
Botches?
Pete botches. He's over, but you gotta stop botching.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, LA Knight is up there, like in his mid-40s. I mean, you got
He's 40 now.
A lot of these motherfuckers are pro wrestling. You don't have any young talent. I mean, when Jey Uso's in their 40s.
Yeah, man. When I was showing my son because I've been stopped watching wrestling, but I was just showing my son. I'll say maybe around Christmas time, and I could honestly say, especially the lower fights, they were really well choreographed. The only problem is I didn't know who the fuck those people were, and I think, and then the fact that they're bringing 50 gray beard CM Punk back, and I just was like, yeah, it's done. Because if you got to bring first the worst main event guy to try to carry whatever's left, is this over?
Just like if you look at right now, right? Who's their equivalent of Hulk Hogan? Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart.
I don't think they have one.
You don't have
They don't have a Hulk Hogan in that room.
You don't have a Bret Hart. Some of the guys need to I shouldn't look at a pro wrestler, and majority of the fucking people are smaller than me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Javon Evans, for example.
Javon Evans.
Carmelo Hayes, they're kind of undersized, some people say.
They got him looking like Mr. Bojangles.
Especially considering he's a high flyer. Then, of course, you got Trick Williams, who
plays a pimp.
Yeah.
I
Willy Wonka.
Call me when Bianca's pregnant, so.
Oh, shout out to Bianca and, on her pregnancy.
I know more about the female wrestlers than the guys.
Well, that's the problem with UFC and WWE. They don't make stars anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't know who. I was like, man, this is actually a very entertaining match. But who the fuck are they?
It's like
some of the guys. Hey, did you see the 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title?
No.
Who's in it?
I did. It was the champion Penta against JD McDonough.
Who?
Penta.
Who?
He's a Mexican luchador.
Who?
Anyway, Penta. It was Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Rusev, JD McDonough, and Javon Evans. Penta, regained the title, retained his title. But it was a lot of wild shit in that match, Like you saw West Coast pop. Yeah, with Rey Mysterio, there was like a West Coast pop. He lands on top of Rusev, who ended up falling on a ladder, breaking it in half.
I mean, it's sad because there are no superstars. I mean,
there's some of the making. I mean, some of those guys got some of these young cats. They got over at NXT, but they were able to make a good transition to the main roster.
The biggest transition they have so far is Obi Fema. That's it, and that's why. That's the biggest one.
Femi?
Yeah.
Oba.
Because they're just making them like Nigerian Goldberg.
The ruler. Then again, he could go actually. Oba can go.
Because they gave him a couple of tests that apparently he passed.
Mhm. Yeah, but this guy, he paid his dues at NXT. He could go like he can go and everything.
And that's the bad thing about wrestling now. This is the reason why NXT didn't exist. How did wrestlers get their talent? They traveled
On the
around.
independent. But before NXT, there was FCW. Let's not forget that. Before that, it was Ohio Valley.
Not even that. They traveled around the world. That's why guys Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Steve Regal, all these guys could wrestle 5 different styles.
Right, they can actually right.
These guys here,
There were territories back in the territory days, and a lot of them would also go overseas to Japan and Mexico for excursions.
I mean, think about it, right? You get a ladder match. There's nobody. There's really like, how long can people do shit? Like, god damn, Rey Mysterio could go, but he's like 50, 51.
Right.
With a knee brace, with his left knee braced up.
And it's like, dude, y'all not even giving us stars anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, the ones that we know of, I've seen more of the females than anyone else. And they don't, like you said, they don't make stars anymore. I'll give you credit, Charles, the multifaceted. There's no multifaceted wrestlers. No one has a special skill, a special criteria. Kurt Angle came, everyone was like, yo, he's won a gold medal. They use that.
Wrestling machine.
Right. There were so many things. There's no characters. There's no creativity. There's no niche.
It's like,
there's no good heels either.
Insert this person here.
Yeah.
That's why I said ring psychology is a lost art, man.
That's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem with the Performance Center. Everybody wants to do the quick. You can do all the flippy moves, but you don't know who they are. You don't know what story they're trying to portray. Even with the UFC, where it's real fighting. Who's the most popular fighter in the UFC right now?
It's probably Conor McGregor. He's not even fighting.
He's not fighting. Yeah. He's retired, pretty much. And the most
it's not Makhachev.
I mean, guess what? That's not a household name.
Yeah. Topuria's not a big name like that. Even though Ilya, probably is going to come back after dealing with all his legal issues. Nobody really big like in the Hamza Chimaev maybe, but not really.
No. You got to look at it. These guys can't make stars anymore.
Nope. Star quality is important, but
and that's the main thing. If they could find, I'm not saying get 1-to-1, but if they could find an Undertaker wasn't doing flips and all that. But if you can find that person, it will set the world ablaze because everyone is starved for that now. It's great that hire some athletes. Like I said, I think it's a good thing. A lot of the pool of women is much bigger, and they actually do have some skill and commitment. But there's no Rocks, there's no Hogans, there's no Triple H, there's no Mick Foley's.
There's definitely.
If they could find a Mick Foley, if they could just find someone that knows how to take punishment, and then they found someone like that's just weird and different, like an Undertaker, they could just carry because the base is so starved for that.
I mean, here's the problem. creativity is dead. I think they're a little too interactive with the wrestlers. You should separate the
Yeah,
game a bit more. Um, it's how can I say it? It takes the mysteriousness out of it. Like you don't know how to tell a story because it's like hip hop. Hip hop, like how are you gonna tell me a story in the ring, but you can't tell a story in your music? Why should we like this person? When Stone Cold
right,
came with the Austin 316, that was clever. And
right.
I'll say this about women's wrestling. Not any of these women today can hold a fucking candle to Bull Mikado or Medusa. They just can't. It,
Yeah, in terms of the aura and stuff, or shoot, China.
even the move set, the shit that's they got better, but they can't match Medusa or Bull Mikado. Go look at the matches.
Wrestling exposed itself, and that's what killed the business ultimately.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. The mystique. The mystique is gone. But you know how you fix that? Like you said, characters, creativity, stakes.
Here's the part. You actually have to do some wrestling.
Yeah,
I
right.
agree with
Not
Charles.
acrobatics. Right. Not
Too much
acrobatics.
flippy flippy. You know
Right.
what I mean? Too many small dudes.
Yep.
The
Go back.
stories
That's
are
what I said.
weak. First of all, let's get to the crux of this shit. You turn on WWE, it is way too much fucking talking. It's been like this for like 20
Yep.
years now. It's just
Well,
way too much talking. We understand a promo, but the question is why do you have 3, 4 dudes in the ring talking for an half an hour?
Yeah,
Remember
it's
when
pointless as fuck.
remember when what's his name? Russo put that tweet out there years ago? And he was like, no.
yeah.
Matter of fact, no, it was somebody else that tweeted it. And he responded to it. They was like, I turned on a wrestling show and there was 12 minutes of wrestling and 48 minutes of talking.
Yeah,
And
you got to
Vince
fix
Russo
that.
got pissy about it. And he responded, said some smart ass responded to it, and everybody got on him about his response. But no, that's some fucking true shit. Why
Yeah, I
is there
agree.
so much goddamn talking?
Listen, they be backstage and it be 7 people. Why is there a crowd in a promo? There should be
Yeah.
7 of them
I'm
around the
not.
mic.
I'm not. 20 minutes of kicking your ass if you're right there. Like, here's my thing. I know I gotta sell it, but one of the biggest problems is this. When you look at like guys like 97 Bret Hart,
Mm.
look at how he was when he lost the cage match to Psycho Sid.
And he went off.
You couldn't tell if that was a work or it was a shoot. And people used to say, "Well, he didn't have the mic skills." I said, "97, he was immaculate." Look at Flair when he went against Sting or Dusty Rhodes. When they, like you said, when they jumped him in the goddamn parking lot, you couldn't tell that was real or it was fake. See, the problem with it is that everybody's got to be so fucking interactive. Like, how can I say it? You wanna see the theater, but you don't need to. You need to see the movies, but you don't need to know all the special effects.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn all the special effects, it doesn't make it so special anymore.
No.
Now it's like, for example, it's like somebody on Netflix, wink, wink, nod, nod, talking about the manosphere, but the only people they can talk about is Fresh and Fit. It's Sneeko.
And proving that they
right.
were just there for some straw manning bullshit in the process and destroying credibility of their own shit.
And then you got like people like FD Signifier. Okay, this is the part where it actually meshes. Hey FD, have a conversation with people. You get embarrassed each time you come up there. I'm going to do this for Kevin Samuels, like ABM said a couple of weeks ago. Kevin Samuels been out all these years, and not one of you came up to his panel when he was alive. You some cowardly bitches.
Not one. Not one.
Same fucking shit. Now you want to be trying to address the fucking panty waivers. Well, I'm talking to a couple of people. Like, no, like here's my shit, right? You know, when they talk about Rob Explains or Comics Explains talking to him, well,
Yeah.
I would suggest the guy. I would think he would talk to a guy like them. They're cut from the same cloth. They're cut from the same goddamn cloth. That's why. I'm not saying I don't like Rob's content, but they're cut from the same cloth. He's not the blackest guy in the world, typically. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Quote unquote. So, of
Yeah.
course, I'm going to listen to some FD shit. FD is like built and thinks the same way. They're not into the typical black masculinity shit. Can it be multifaceted? It depends. I guess it could be, but here's the problem. When you can't accept anybody else's way of masculinity and yours is the end all be all, you're gonna look a little phony.
I agree with that.
The thing about Rob is he stays in his lane.
Exactly. Then you have Ernie, aka Blur here, who basically he's a blue-haired feminist in black skin, and I like both of them. I like both Ernie and Rob. But you're trying to knock down the number one comic book guy versus the number 3, 4. Well, let's just say this. There are some characters people know in comic book history that were not big sellers. Iron Man was not a household name until the movies. He was a C-level character at best.
Yeah.
His comic did not sell until the movies. Let's just get that straight. I got Demon in a Bottle in my fucking collection right now, my niggas. That's probably the most famous Iron Man cover ever. Now, you got to think about a lot of this shit, right? Do you know who actually had one of the biggest selling comic books 10 years ago? Above the Avengers, above Superman, above Batman? Aquaman had one of the best runs. If you look
Oh
at the
wow. I
if you
wouldn't have
look
guessed
at
that.
the books, but people want to say, "Oh, it's cool. You got Iron Man. He leads the Avengers." Ain't no goddamn body trusting no goddamn Iron Man to lead no goddamn Avengers over no goddamn Captain America. He may finance it, but nobody trusts his leadership because he's what? He's a battling alcoholic and narcissist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't nobody disrespecting and putting him. As a matter of fact, when he did lead the Avengers, what the fuck happened? You had Dark for that. When he had the Mighty Avengers, he had Dark Reign. When Norman Osborn became the head of Shield and turned it into Hammer because he
Mm-hmm.
fucked up that badly. What happened when he was the director of Shield? He had to talk to Thor because he cloned Thor, and the clone ended up killing one of their good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor had to show him who's boss. Like you're just a 10 man in a suit, and I'm the god of thunder. How's that gonna add up?
Tony Stark's proved that his leadership skill was lacking. He was just that incompetent. He's an inventor, but he's not a leader because he's a financier, but he doesn't have the skills as a leader, nor
Well,
the temperament.
And think about it, right? Like right now, since we're talking about pro wrestling and everything, and notice things are multifaceted, but they all connect. Let me tell you what's one of the biggest flaws of Disney Marvel. Why the fuck am I telling you who the fuck Doctor Doom is now? Oh, I know, because you can't bet on what the fuck's going on. Guess what?
Cheap pops.
Millions of people would have went to see that goddamn movie. If y'all would have just saw who the fuck was he behind the mask. Holy shit. That holy shit moment. Everybody's afraid of the holy shit moment.
Yeah.
Think about it. I would have told you motherfucking Spider-Man or Black Panther was in fucking Civil War. That'd have made you come back.
Yeah.
You know what the whole shit moment, the greatest whole shit moment they had when Cap grabbed the hammer. Mjolnir.
Right. Right.
You could have several of those, but no. Dude.
Who's writing this shit?
Not comic book fans.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
Not
look
by
what
a
happened
long
with
shot.
Henry Cavill. Who remembers what happened to Henry Cavill and when he did the Witcher project and how most of the people who wrote that shit had hidden agendas and only one person besides him knew the lore.
Yeah. Because Henry Cavill is a geek. He loves this shit.
Yeah.
This
Yep.
is
He
He's
knows
played
the
the
front and back.
games and read the novels. He's read the books and played the game. Just like with the Warhammer series. He's played this he still plays a tabletop game and still plays the video game and reads the novels every once in a while.
like
I feel bad for him, man, because he has some great ideas, but he also knows he has nobody to work with,
yeah.
Oh, you mean on when
and he
it
knows
was
it.
The Witcher?
And he
Yeah.
knows.
With the
I mean, The Witcher, Warhammer. He's mentioned all of the stuff that he wants to do, but he also knows I will refuse for these people in on Hollywood to taint it.
I'll
You
let
got
you
me with Witcher, like you said. You gave me the okie doke with Witcher. He ain't gonna do it to Warhammer.
I said you think about this, right? He was probably the best modern fucking Superman since Chris Reeve.
I agree,
and
100%.
he read the comic books and studied everything to prove, yeah, I understand within the lore. That's
You
how
notice
dedicated he was to the craft.
you notice the difference between this Clark Kent versus the other?
What?
He's not gonna sit around with Lois questioning what he does if it needs people to be saved.
No. That's absurd.
Mhm.
Like, bitch, what the fuck you mean? We gotta if people need my help, they gotta get my help.
Hmm.
Right.
He's not gonna be questioning Lois. Like, goddamn, Lois, did you do it there, nigga? Shit. Well, you could make an international incident. Well, goddamn, who cares if people died?
Superman is a son of the entire planet, not just the United States, my dear.
But what happens is you got that fucking what's his name? Gunn. What's his first name? Peter Gunn.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. He's about as fucking liberal feminist as you could be.
He did good for Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
He only
I think
does
Yeah.
everybody agree on that.
he does good in teen books. Why do you think Superman had more? I didn't go to see fucking Superman and his amazing friends. I wanted to see Superman.
Yeah,
That's
Mhm.
why. That's
yeah,
why
I
he had
agree
to
with
put.
that.
That's why he had to put other heroes in the book because he couldn't do it
Yeah,
on.
Superman looked like shit in
Yeah,
that movie
he needed help the whole time. Matter of fact,
the whole time.
if you notice in the movie, Lois saved him. He never saved Lois.
What type of shit
That's
is that?
insane, right? That's insane, ain't it?
What type of shit is that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You go up, and now you're saying like, "Oh, wait a minute." But I bet you, look at what's going on in whatchamacallit. Because James Gunn's wife is in Peacemaker, right?
Is she?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, the
I didn't know
blonde.
that. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And the whole season 2 was about him simping after his wife.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure you feel special, because you're with that big muscular John Cena, and I don't want you to feel a certain way about me.
What?
Sad. Sad,
You
man.
tell,
I did hear about that.
you telling me this whole goddamn time we could have had Zack Snyder, who gave you a masterpiece with the fucking Man of Steel was a fucking masterpiece.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You saw the Snyder cut, and you like, wow, we got robbed of this shit.
Yeah.
You know,
Come
you
on,
know
man.
what?
Martian Manhunter. What a reveal that would have been.
Yo,
What a reveal
think
that would
about
have been.
this. To your point. Think to your what y'all talking about. Great movies getting fucked over because of because executives. Oliver Stone, when he did The Kingdom of Heaven, and Fox was telling him they needed to snip out this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
That's why the movie initially flopped, because they trimmed out all the best scenes, and now which destroyed the story he was trying to tell. It
Yep.
wasn't until he was able to release the unedited version on DVD, then it became a huge success. Because all the
Sad, man.
scenes, when you saw the scenes, it made sense, the story and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the art of storytelling. That's what filmmaking is about. That's storytelling. And sometimes it's like, executives need to let the artist let the director direct. Let the producers do what they got to do. Just because you're the backer doesn't mean you have the final say on the final product.
I mean, you gotta look at it like this, man. When you fuck around and you want to get a good story across, all stories are not for everybody. Why do you think a lot of men don't watch Sex in the City? It's lonely
It's not. It
feminist
doesn't appeal to
propaganda to
us.
make women feel good about themselves, being
Hmm.
single, fucking who they want. It's basically what it is, right?
Certain shows only appeal to women, like a lot of reality shows, for example. They're like trivial and drama based. Guys, we like to watch shows that appeal to some of our interests and whatnot.
Mm. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's like watching
I mean,
Sex. I don't expect men to like Sex in the City,
no.
but
Just like you never see a woman like to watch a show called Dirty Jobs by Mike Rowe.
no, you don't even like.
No.
They won't even watch superhero movies unless it's something big.
Unless it's Captain Marvel or some shit like that.
Oh, they won't even watch that because it's like the stupid shit about the WNBA. They got the money, but guess what? They're gonna be just as shitty as they did last season.
It's the
No,
bullshit with that league.
why don't
Just
women,
like how, go ahead.
why don't women actually play? Actually pay for these women to play? Because they shitty.
I'll give you another example to your point, Charles. Women's soccer. Remember when the national team, while they were competing in the World Cup and the World and also in the Olympics, they were
Mm-hmm.
trying to campaign for equal pay. Now, here's what I get. In me understanding the business aspect of soccer. I'm like, you're talking about equal pay with regards to playing for the national team. First of all, that's a smokescreen. and you're being dishonest by making that quote, even though they had the people galvanized. Because when you play for the national team, you don't get paid like that. You get paid, and even though, you can talk about, you've won the Women's World Cup and gold medals and the Gold Cups, the American Cup, you had more success than the men's team, but at the end of the day, the women's game is still developing. It's still like, 30, 40 years behind the men's?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are covering ground, but you're still covering ground. And the game and the level of competition is not where it needs to be.
It's like women's boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Women's boxing is so pathetic. You got Clarissa Shields saying stupid shit out of her mouth.
Norway has had a former boxing champion, Cecilia Brækhus. Brækhus, when she competed, she was humble and she knew how to promote the fight. She never talked reckless.
I want to box with Layla Ali. Layla Ali been like retired forever now.
What the hell are you doing trying to pick a fight with Layla Ali?
Because she ain't got nobody to fight.
This is as dumb as when Serena Williams talked about she wanted to compete with the men.
No, she never. She told the truth. Those motherfuckers too fast for her. She'll never win.
That was Venus who said that. Venus said, "No, you ain't gonna do that against the men." No, just because you saw that documentary about Billie Jean King taking on a guy, that's just it. I mean, that was back in the 70s. That was before the WTA was formed, so cut it out. And I know they were celebrating. I don't know, was it like they were celebrating like the anniversary of the WTA being formed?
Yeah, like.
And that organization needs to be informed, but today, a lot of the women in women's tennis need to pay homage and respect to the elders and to the women before them understand what they were pining for. Because there's still work to do. Yeah, but as an organization, there's still work to do. Just like with the men, you don't see the men take for granted what the ATP does for them. I mean, look at the LPGA and compared to the PGA. The athletes in those organizations are they're not brash, obnoxious. They compete.
Here's the bad part, right?
Right.
Women's boxing is so shallow when it comes to competition. You talk about she's going to fight the men. There's going to come a time.
That's absurd.
There's going to come a time where one of the men going to be like, okay, come on. And who's going to back up?
Definitely the woman who was talking shit. Unless she's foolhardy enough to get in the ring. And don't think you can just get out of a fight like Bill and Dennis did. We had to fight. When we fought. What's his name? Logan Paul. Dude, you talk all this shit. Now you're trying to get out of the fight. No, get in this fight. No, get in there and fight him. And it turns out he couldn't fight. He couldn't box. Try to turn this into a jiu-jitsu fight. And he ultimately had to get disqualified.
Yeah.
And women's boxing, first of all, how much are you, what are women doing? What are the women who are currently competing in boxing doing?
It's like this. If you look at Clarissa Shields' game, right? She's a great boxer for women.
Mm-hmm.
She does a lot of wild hooking. She does.
Yeah. She doesn't understand sweet science like that. And not to mention, there's more women would rather compete in MMA than in boxing.
Because there's more money.
Huh? Yeah. Comparatively, yeah.
I do not like women combat sports at all. Period.
Yeah, I understand that.
The only
But
female fighters I enjoy fighting was Thunder and Amanda Nunes.
Rose Namajunas, when she's one of the slickest submission artists in the game, but she's also proven that she can knock people out, like especially with the Zhang Weili.
That head kick was nasty.
The setup before that was just brilliant. She had been leg kicking her the whole time. That when she fanned the leg kick and hit her with that question mark leg kick and took her on the head, Zhang was like, "What the hell?" She thought she was going to. She backed up her feet to avoid a leg kick, only leave her head open, and boom, she got conditioned like that the whole night, just like how Vitor Belfort was conditioned for body kicks by Lyoto Machida, and then all of a sudden that front kick to the face, like how Anderson Silva dropped him years prior, got him again. Women's MMA, then again, you got a lot of women competing coming from jiu-jitsu and judo backgrounds, collegiate wrestling, those who box and kickbox, normal backgrounds in taekwondo and other striking arts.
I mean,
And the commitment required to compete in MMA, that puts the commitment in boxing to shame.
When you look at how female is, you think fucking soccer is behind. I think female boxing is about 80 years behind.
Yeah. Especially considering the women's how their techniques and whatnot is still improving.
I mean,
attitude.
Look at the WNBA. They don't want to lower the
W.
They don't want to room to give more dunks. But you're going to complain you don't have as much power as the guys do.
First of all, the Women's Association, the Women's Players Association doesn't have a lot of stroke like they think they do. Not to mention, they're being funded by the NBA. And whoever is the commissioner right now, they need to put their foot down and explain to the owners association, but mostly to the players association, you got to start earning your keep. You guys might have to learn, since you guys are always on the gram and everything. Y'all got to start promoting your teams and whatnot, promoting the league. How many of y'all doing things to give back to the community? I mean, the men's team, the WNBA players.
Dude, let's just face it. It's not going to work. How long has the WNBA been around? It's not going to work. And the
Where's it supposed to
NBA is
go? Compete in
losing
Europe?
money. The NBA is losing money. On top of the NBA has its own struggles with viewership. The NBA can't afford to keep supplementing the WNBA. It's just not going to work, dude. I don't know what to tell you. They gonna have to find something overseas or something. Like I don't know.
And
But
the Euro basketball leagues are still struggling right now.
It's not going to work in the States. It hasn't worked, and it's not going to work.
I want you to think about this. They only have 19 draftees. They don't even go to a second round. That tells you something.
Considering the number of teams, yeah, let me check. How many teams are in the WNBA?
How many rounds do you go for the NBA? I mean, all this equality shit is nerve. Like the WWE with all these female belts. You don't have enough females on your roster to make the belts any fucking different.
AEW does it worse.
You got a belt for this, belt for that. You got the women's Royal Rumble. Nobody gives a shit about that. It's a lot of this stuff is because people are paying attention to shitty product. Shitty product. That's all we getting is a bunch of shit product.
It's oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like let's have a ladies division in wrestling when you know the shit don't sell. It's just like, okay, let's give the men something to look at. Let's give the men a reason to look at some cheeks. It's like, okay, I get it, but I mean, really, is it necessary? Do you really need it? Does it really draw? I mean, because that's what everybody say, right? Oh, well, you're not in WrestleMania because you don't draw, right? Well, what fucking woman wrestler is a draw?
Well, you tried this shit with Ronda Rousey, it still didn't work.
There's a reason why Vince got rid of the women in the first place.
Mhm.
Oh.
For most of the women.
I mean, every now and then you'll get your Sable, your
Oh,
Stacy
that's a bad
Keibler. You know what
example.
I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like every now
Yeah.
and then you'll
The
get
eye
lightning like
candy.
fire, but
You
but
get
look what happened with Sable the moment you put her in the ring. Like she lost all her thunder.
yeah.
She's
Look what
not.
happened with China when they made China a wrestler. China was way more popular when she was just a goon,
Yeah.
a big diesel bitch that she would get a cheap shot in every now and then. People liked her better then. When you try to put makeup on her and put her in the fucking ring, that's when people. I mean, she lost her energy.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think about it. Like I said, go watch Alondra Blaze, aka Medusa. Go watch Bull Nakano, and you telling me all the shit that they do now?
Hey, I remember seeing like what happened to Medusa when she returned to WCW after a stunt at WWE.
Go watch
One thing
Sherry
WWE,
Martel.
Sherry Martel, but
Oh,
here's one. Hold on. Here's one thing that WWE did right with her that WCW refused to do when they had their women's division. At least they put the belt on her eventually until they shut that shit down. You have, and plus, in case of WCW, I mean, you have working relationships with New Japan. You could have brought other talents from Japan to compete with her, ones who were legit. And when you did, they could have had some great, rivalries, and the belt could have been competed well. But no, you just did this, that, and the third because you were chasing cheap pops and because you were too focused on one thing, and that was beating WWE in the ratings wars. Meanwhile, the whole product is stuff because you gave a lot of guys creative control and favored nation deals that others decided to just make the jump to WWE. Not to mention you had glass ceilings for certain people, which is why a lot of people went to WWE, and there they were able to get over.
I mean, it's sad because when you look at female
Mismanagement, the talent and shit. Yeah.
when you look at female sports, some I don't have a problem with, but all it is we want to get earned paid the same way as them, but you don't make any.
Well, you don't put in the same work. All right. What's this equal pay you want? You got to earn your keep, bitch.
You don't bring in the same revenue. I don't even know why we got to have this conversation.
Or same, hell, you don't have the same appeal.
And
Same thing with
it's
women.
kind of insulting, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a man in the NBA and I'm hearing some chick in the WNBA talking about, yeah, we deserve to get paid like the men. I'm like, bitch, says who? Like, give me a
You
fucking
understand
reason
what?
why.
mean, do they even bother to understand the history of the economic history of
But
the
you're
NBA itself?
comparing my brand to your brand. That's crazy.
That's absurd. Just shows how close-minded they are. I mean, because they don't understand how much guys like Larry and Magic were earning before they got the Converse deals. They don't understand what the league was like back in the 70s or in the 60s, how much players were getting paid back then. Michael Jordan got paid the big bucks because he was a star. He had that star power. He had that appeal. And that's why he got the shoe deal with Nike like that.
I mean, when you got a
You're
motherfucker,
not gonna get a shoe endorsement deal like that, bitch. Like
like
Derrick Rose or something like that. Come on. No, you're not gonna get a shoe deal like that.
this tells you how much their league sucks. How do you draft Angel who can't score for shit?
And can't rebound worth a damn.
Oh, she'll get some rebounds after we call them me bounds after she take a shot, and then she's so arrogant she doesn't even put herself in the gym to train.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Angel Reese is that big albatross around the neck of the WNBA collectively. I mean, who else understands the importance of proving their worth? They're worth how much they say they should be paid. I'm like, you got an opportunity to prove that, earn your keep. But no, you'd rather just just resort to a cop out. That's why I can't really have honest conversations with certain people about this stuff like this. Because I know they're not going to be sincere about everything.
Hmm.
All respect the context. All they see is what they see, and all they hear is what they want to hear.
We're talented too. We're
How are
think
you talented?
think about it. You almost got fucking Caitlin Clark injury, career injuring fucking issues, and that was the biggest fucking shot that you had for Buddy.
Mhm.
Now we want to see what are you all going to talk about. I want to see what this is about
What are you really made out of?
because if you get
And
there should have been a fucking stress. If you giving me the same bullshit we got for this pay, we out. So to tell these bitches they can't play for shit. You hemorrhaging off the men. But we all know you ain't shit if you're talking about the women.
as far as Angel Reese goes, somebody should have put that foot in their ass. But hopefully, you're thinking that she won't get a foot in their ass, courtesy and Vogue. I couldn't stay in the U.S., so I took a book of flight to Russia and fucked around and found out how things work in Russia. That heifer will get a foot in her ass to straighten her out.
Mm-hmm. Too busy trying to be the Mega the Stallion of WNBA. Like, let's see some talent first. God damn. Nobody talks about that. It gets old. On some decrepit shit. Old. Now that you got your money, the NBA should have said, okay, we cut ties now. You on your own. on your own, like Patty LaBelle and Michael McDonald. And what you think would happen? Shit. Lots of it.
What's behind door number 2?
Like, what happened? You suck. Unfortunately for the whole thing is, I mean, shit's gonna come. I wish them well. Hopefully they could do better, but all right, gonna shut it down. Till next time, fellas.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.